Hi guys, welcome to K-pop Talks. I'm your host. Today we're doing the worst K-pop songs of August 2023. Surprisingly, when I was looking at the list, I thought there was enough variety where you could make a video about it because there was enough music really. Because there's a lot of music that I thought it was mediocre, but like not enough that I like. There was enough that I disliked. But most of it was just mediocre music, right? So it was hard to find the ones that I really didn't like, or some ones that maybe were on the edge, decided to put them in and not. Like, there were certain things I had to think about. It wasn't a long thought process, it was like 10 minutes, but let's get right into it without wasting any more time. First one we have is DPR Ian with Peanut Butter and Tears. It's just cringe. It's edgy for no reason. The lyrics are very cringe. Vocally and I think production wise, Ian doesn't do anything remotely interesting to want to entice you to even really like this song. So for me, who I'm not an angsty teenage girl, I just don't like this. Simple. It doesn't speak to me. It doesn't say anything about him. It's obviously a very generic concept in the way it was, I think, executed, and in the way it was like brought up to life in every single way. There was nothing about it that was interesting to me, and pretty bad, I would say. Next we have John Somi with Fast Forward. I'm kind of sad in a way that Somi has became the TikTok singer, where pretty much she just has a comeback once a year or whatever. She comes, makes a basic ass, very generic song in every way, and she makes a dance and it goes viral on TikTok. This is her music career right now, and pretty sure she makes a lot of money from it. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, as a long-time fan of hers, and we all know she's extremely talented. To see her just being this, I think it's just such a waste of talent, really. But again, Somi's always been somebody that has never really enticed me as somebody that just want to make music. She's always want to do different things. She did television for a very long time. Now she's everywhere on YouTube. Like, she has a huge brand because she's also, it helps her the fact that she's half Korean and half American. It allows her to open up her doors more in a way that I think to the West that certain, I think, Korean artists really can't. And yeah, I mean, the song is pretty bad. I mean, it's such an uninteresting song, really. It's crazy how bad this song is, from the drop, from the production, from the vocals. There's nothing about the song that I think deserves to even be talked about, really. Nothing positive, at least. Next is Stray Kids with Super Bowl. This is the Japanese version. Just a basic ass Stray Kids song. And funny enough, they're starting to rehash also their dance moves a lot. Like, I've noticed this just recently because I don't really look at a lot of like stages and shit like that. But I mean, like, when I look at some of their choreography, it's just rehashing old moves and changing their positions in the song. But yeah, listen, like I said, I hope Stray Kids going into next year they change producer. Maybe don't let Bang Chan produce for some time. Get another guy to produce. Don't let a guy write lyrics. Let another guy, like, try to mix it up. Now will they do it? I don't think they will. Next with DKB with All Yours, and this is just sad because the same way I was praising Vanner and Tan for finally finding their music and their concepts, DKB had their concepts at the start, and for whatever reason, Brave Brothers decided to, one, stop making music for them, and two, start making them stuff that just is not DKB in any way. This song is so boring and so not them that I can't have a positive thought about it. So I have to say it's bad. It is. Because the best DKB, unfortunately, I think it's long gone in the past, and we're not gonna get that back. Next you have Everglow with Slay. I'm happy Everglow is back. Don't get me wrong, I'm really happy that they're making music, but I just think this song is not good enough. We're talking about one of the best girl groups of this generation, one of the most popular groups, and when you come back and make this very generic music, I can't be happy about it. I have high standards for certain groups, and Everglow is one of them. And when they make this very generic production, another generic production, I think certain vocal parts are not that good. The chorus is extremely obnoxious. Yeah, I mean, it's a disappointment more than anything, really. But again, I'm happy they're back, and I'm happy they're making music, and they're not gonna disband, at least in the near foreseeable future. Next we have XG with New Dance. Now, I know I said this a lot this video, but fuck, this song is super generic, you know. Nothing interesting, nothing XG about it. It's such a throwaway, obviously something they've tried to do in the production meeting. One day in the studio, they thought it was fine, they made a music video about it, but the song itself is pretty bad, honestly. It's so, I think, unacceptable for a group at this level, in my opinion. Next we have Icon with Panorama. It's just a bad song overall. I mean, this is not the type of stuff I want to hear Icon on. It's not their music, it doesn't work for them. I know it's simple in terms of execution. They're probably very busy with their lives, so it's easier to shoot these kind of like separated parts of a song that's a little bit slower, you know, and you get to make this song in like 2 days in the studio. I understand that, but as a fan, as a listener, I can't accept this very, very bad music, in my opinion. I just can't. It just feels off even when you listen to it. It's not a fun, a pleasure listen at all. Yeah, I mean, I'm completely disappointed by this, really. And next we have Must Be with Rush. And again, similar to fashion to what I've talked about before, what's the name? I forgot the name right now. I mean, Everglow, but more than Everglow, I'll say DKB. They haven't found their style yet. This song is it's just a mixed bag of like all the trends I hate about fourth generation K-pop groups. Simple as that. There's nothing about it that I like, and even the guys are not good on here. So, yeah. Throw it in the bin, in the trash. So fun fact, I was finishing my worst K-pop songs of August, and I realized that the last part of the video I didn't record, so I have to record it again. Fun enough. So let's get right into it with NCT 2023 with Golden Age. Such a generic song, I think, for NCT 2023. I wish when they do these type of songs, I get it, every member is there, so they want to have more of a generic feel, but I still think overall, when it comes to K-pop and this type of events, I want them to be more special. I don't get that special element from them when I listen to their music. It's sad, but it's true, you know. So as much as I like NCT, as much as I think they're a really cool group, I mean, I also have to look at them and be like, I mean, objectively, I would say maybe even if that's not a word, people like, these songs aren't interesting. They don't feel like an event. They don't feel like, oh, finally we get every member in the group to make a really cool song. And I think that's probably the sad and the worst part about it. And next we have Young K with Let It Be Summer. Probably one of the worst, if not the worst rock song I've heard all year. Generic, uninteresting, no personality, no soul. The vocals are okay at best. So again, I was never a fan of Day6, don't get me wrong, but I mean, even they never made those type of generic ass songs. So yeah, one of the worst songs of the month, easily, I would say, considering how good I think specifically K-Rock has been the last like 12 months. You know, I thought like if you go from last year till now, I think K-Rock has really started really high quality albums that deserve respect, specifically in the underground scene more than the more popular scene. But even the Rose, I think, listening to them this year had, in my opinion, a breakout year in terms of quality, you know. But having said that, this is one of the worst songs of the month, easily. And last but not least, we have Nell with Wanderer. Very generic group. I've never heard of Nell. I've heard them, I know who they are, but I never really listened to their music. And this is just a very generic rock song. An interesting production. They seem like they have no real personality. They don't give me a very strong personality when I hear them. Vocally, they don't do anything interesting, and the production one, they don't do anything interesting. The instrumental parts are sad. The drums are, I think, underutilized and they're not utilized properly. So yeah, I think overall it's again another really bad rock song in my opinion. They're just there. It's background noise, but not the good one. The good type of background noise. The background noise that it's like, oh, you just put, but you don't care about it, if what it is, who it is. It brings you nothing to your life. That's how I feel about it. And this was it for August 2023. I find like there was definitely less like bad songs in July, but even when I look at this month, I felt like the first half of the month there were songs that I disliked more. But I would say that in the second part of the month, the average song was worse than the first part, because even though the fluctuation between the worst and the better and the worst songs was, it's actually a good thing. It means there were really excellent songs and there were really bad songs. This part of the month it felt like, oh, there's some good songs, sometimes some really good songs, but then the average is actually lower, so that fluctuation is not there, and therefore I think in general it's a good thing because you're not really hearing terrible music as much as you do in general, but at the same time it's like you don't hear as well really good music. So I would prefer much to have this type of months than the ones where the average is a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. This was it for August of 2023 about the worst songs of the month. Tell me what were your least favorite songs of this month. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Sharing is very important. And see you next time. Thank you for watching.